What if your entire experience of wealth and fulfillment operates on a continuous energetic feedback loop, where your dominant thoughts and feelings dictate what you attract, and what you attract then powerfully reinforces those very thoughts and feelings, for better or for worse? The profound truth is that you possess the innate ability to consciously take control of this dynamic, to interrupt cycles of lack and deliberately initiate and sustain a powerful abundance loop that draws ever-increasing prosperity and joy into your life. This book is your practical guide to mastering that control. It will illuminate the path to understanding and commanding the energy that attracts, enabling you to transform your financial reality and build a life perfectly aligned with your highest potential. Abundance Loop Control. Master the Energy That Attracts. Written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1. Stop the Scarcity Spiral. Imagine yourself caught in a relentless swirling vortex, a downward spiral where one anxious thought about money breeds another, each worry pulling your energy, your mood, and seemingly your financial circumstances further and further into a state of perceived lack and limitation. This insidious momentum, this scarcity spiral, is a powerful yet often unconscious force that keeps many individuals trapped in cycles of financial struggle and dissatisfaction, no matter how much they consciously desire a more abundant life. Consider Sarah, a freelance graphic designer with immense talent. Whenever a client project ended, a familiar knot of anxiety would tighten in her stomach. She would immediately begin to worry about where the next client would come from, whether she could cover her upcoming bills, and if she was truly good enough to sustain her business. These initial thoughts of lack would quickly escalate into feelings of fear and helplessness, often leading her to undercharge for new projects out of desperation, or to procrastinate on marketing herself due to a lack of confidence. This, in turn, often led to periods of financial tightness, which then seemed to prove her initial worries correct, pulling her deeper into the scarcity spiral and preventing her from mastering the energy that could attract consistent prosperity. The fundamental problem for so many individuals seeking to transform their financial reality and cultivate a pervasive sense of prosperity is that they are unknowingly and repeatedly caught in the powerful undertow of a scarcity spiral. This is a negative feedback loop where thoughts rooted in lack, I don't have enough, it's so hard to make money, generate corresponding negative emotions such as fear, anxiety, stress, or hopelessness. These low-vibration emotions then cloud judgment, stifle creativity, and often lead to actions or inactions that inadvertently create or perpetuate more scarcity. For example, someone fearing job loss might become so anxious that their performance suffers, or they might avoid seeking better opportunities out of a belief that nothing better is available. When these actions result in continued financial challenges or missed opportunities, it reinforces the original scarcity thoughts and feelings, causing the spiral to deepen and gain even more momentum. This creates a significant and often demoralizing pain point, a persistent feeling of being trapped, powerless, or like a victim of circumstances, making it incredibly difficult to access their innate ability to attract wealth and build a life aligned with their highest potential for joy and fulfillment. Their energy is locked in a self-defeating cycle, preventing them from taking control of the abundance loop. The transformative solution, the essential first step in mastering the energy that attracts, is to learn how to consciously identify, courageously interrupt, and decisively stop the scarcity spiral. This is about recognizing the early warning signs of this downward energetic momentum and intervening with conscious awareness and targeted techniques before it gains overwhelming power. The core idea is that by breaking this negative cycle, you create a crucial pause, an energetic clearing, that allows you to reclaim your personal power and consciously choose a different, more empowered response, one that can begin to initiate an upward spiral towards abundance. This act of stopping the scarcity spiral is not about denying challenges or suppressing emotions, but about refusing to let fear-based thoughts and feelings dictate your energetic state and subsequent actions. The benefits of mastering this skill are immediate and profoundly liberating. You will experience a significant reduction in financial anxiety and stress, gain a greater sense of control over your emotional and mental state, enhance your ability to think clearly and creatively, even in challenging situations, and create the necessary energetic space to begin building a positive abundance loop that draws wealth and opportunity towards you. The journey to stop the scarcity spiral begins with developing a heightened awareness of its subtle onset. Learn to recognize your personal early warning signs. For some, it might be a particular type of recurring negative thought about money. For others, it could be a specific physical sensation like a knot in the stomach or tension in the shoulders, or it might be a sudden dip in mood or energy levels when faced with a financial trigger. When you notice these signs, acknowledge them without judgment. Ah, I recognize this feeling. This is the start of a scarcity spiral. This awareness itself creates a degree of separation and power. The next crucial step is to employ a pattern interrupt, a conscious action designed to break the momentum of the negative thoughts and feelings. This could be a physical action, such as literally clapping your hands and saying stop aloud or quietly to yourself. Getting up and changing your physical environment by going for a quick walk or putting on uplifting music. It could also be a mental technique, such as immediately visualizing a bright red stop sign in your mind whenever the scarcity thoughts begin, or having a pre-prepared empowering question to ask yourself, like, what is one small thing I can feel grateful for right now? Or what is one action I can take that would make me feel more resourceful? The purpose of the pattern interrupt is to jolt you out of the autopilot mode of the spiral. Once you have interrupted the immediate momentum, it is vital to consciously shift your focus and your energy. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through the immediate practice of gratitude. No matter how challenging the situation may seem, find at least one or two things you can genuinely feel grateful for in that moment. Gratitude instantly elevates your vibrational frequency and counteracts the energy of lack. Another effective technique is to identify and minimize your common scarcity triggers. Are there certain people, situations, news reports, or even times of day that tend to send you into a scarcity spiral? If so, consciously limit your exposure to these triggers where possible, or prepare empowering responses for when you do encounter them. Finally, engage in mindfulness practices, even for a few minutes a day. Mindfulness, the act of paying attention to the present moment without judgment, helps you to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them, making it easier to recognize and detach from the scarcity spiral before it takes full control. Consider an individual named Mark, who had a habit of falling into a deep scarcity spiral every time he reviewed his monthly credit card statement. The numbers would trigger thoughts of, "I'll never get out of debt," leading to feelings of hopelessness and often resulting in him avoiding looking at his finances altogether, which only made things worse. To stop this spiral, Mark decided on a new strategy. The next time he had to review his statement, as soon as he felt the familiar anxiety rise, his early warning sign, he immediately stood up, did 10 jumping jacks, his pattern interrupt, and then said aloud, "I am capable of managing my finances wisely and creating increasing abundance." He then consciously focused on one small positive financial step he had taken that month, no matter how minor, and expressed gratitude for it. He also limited his statement review to a specific, short time frame, followed immediately by an activity he enjoyed. This conscious intervention didn't magically erase his debt, but it stopped the downward emotional and energetic spiral. It allowed him to approach his finances with a calmer, more resourceful mindset, enabling him to make better decisions and gradually begin building an upward trend of abundance, one conscious interruption at a time. Now that you have begun to learn the crucial first step of recognizing and consciously stopping the destructive momentum of the scarcity spiral, you are creating the essential space for profound internal change. But simply stopping a negative pattern is only half the battle. How do you then fundamentally reset your core ways of thinking, reprogramming your mind to break free from old limitations and build an entirely new foundation that naturally supports an upward spiral towards lasting wealth and fulfillment? The next chapter will guide you in this vital process of mental resetting. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula Give this video a like and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 2. Reset how you think. Imagine your mind as a complex and powerful computer, one that has been running a particular operating system, your habitual way of thinking about money, success, and your own capabilities for many years. If this operating system is predominantly programmed with the software of scarcity, doubt, and limitation, then even after you learn to stop the occasional scarcity spiral crash, the underlying system will still tend to produce results that are less than abundant. What if you could perform a deep system reset, a fundamental reprogramming of how you think, effectively uninstalling the old limiting software and installing a brand new operating system designed for effortless wealth, boundless opportunity, and profound joy? Consider Alicia, who had become adept at halting her scarcity spirals when they arose. However, she noticed that her baseline thinking, her everyday, almost automatic thoughts about her financial potential, still often leaned towards caution bordering on pessimism. She might stop a full-blown panic, but her default thoughts were not yet actively and consistently building a reality of expansive abundance. She realized that to truly master the energy that attracts, she needed to do more than just interrupt negative loops. She needed to fundamentally reset her entire way of thinking to create a new, prosperous foundation. The core problem for many individuals seeking to cultivate a pervasive sense of prosperity is that even when they manage to interrupt acute episodes of scarcity thinking, their underlying, habitual thought patterns, the very architecture of their daily mental landscape, remain largely unchanged and unaligned with their deepest desires for wealth and fulfillment. These deeply ingrained ways of thinking, often formed unconsciously through years of conditioning, act as a constant subtle drag on their energy and their ability to attract abundance. This creates a significant pain point, a feeling of making slow or inconsistent progress, or a sense that despite their best efforts, they are still operating within an old framework of limitation. They might consciously desire to attract more, but their subconscious mind, governed by these old thought habits, may still be filtering opportunities through a lens of, "That's not for me," "It's too difficult," or "I'm not quite ready." Without a fundamental reset of these core thinking patterns, it is incredibly challenging to establish and sustain a powerful, positive abundance loop, and their journey towards a life aligned with their highest potential remains more effortful than it needs to be. The transformative solution lies in the conscious, deliberate, and systematic process of resetting how you think. This is about more than just managing negative thoughts. It is about fundamentally re-engineering your mental habits, challenging and dismantling old limiting frameworks, and actively installing new, empowering ways of perceiving yourself, your potential, and the world of abundance around you. The core idea is that your habitual thoughts create your dominant energetic frequency, and by choosing to reset these thoughts to consistently resonate with wealth, success, and possibility, you create a new internal operating system that naturally and automatically supports the attraction and multiplication of prosperity. This deep mental reset is like clearing out an old, overgrown, and infertile garden and preparing fresh, rich soil where seeds of abundance can easily take root and flourish. The benefits are truly profound and life-altering. You will experience a lasting shift in your baseline mood and outlook, develop an unshakable inner confidence in your ability to create wealth, find your mind naturally focusing on solutions and opportunities rather than problems and limitations, and witness your external reality beginning to consistently reflect your new, prosperously reset way of thinking. The journey to reset how you think and establish a new mental foundation for abundance begins with a courageous and honest inventory of your current dominant thought patterns, especially those concerning money, success, your self-worth, and your future possibilities. Building on the awareness gained from identifying scarcity spirals, delve deeper. For a week, make it a specific intention to catch your most common, almost automatic thoughts in these areas. Are they generally expansive or contractive, hopeful or fearful, self-affirming or self-critical? Write them down. This creates a clear map of the old software you are looking to reset. Once you have identified these habitual patterns, the next powerful step is to consciously challenge the underlying assumptions and beliefs that fuel them. For every limiting thought pattern, e.g., "I always struggle with money at the end of the month," ask yourself, is this an absolute, unchangeable truth, or just a habit of thought based on past experiences? What different, more empowering thought could I choose to practice instead? This questioning begins to loosen the old programming. Now, actively begin the process of installing your new abundance operating system by consistently feeding your mind with new, empowering thoughts and perspectives. This involves the diligent practice of affirmations, but not just as rote repetitions. Choose affirmations that directly counter your old limiting thought patterns and that truly resonate with the abundant reality you wish to create. E.g., if the old thought is about struggle, the new affirmation could be, "My financial well-being is constantly improving, and I attract all that I need with ease and joy." Repeat these affirmations daily with deep feeling and conviction, visualizing them as your new truth. Another crucial technique for resetting your thinking is to consciously change your internal questions. The questions your mind asks itself direct its focus. Instead of habitually asking, "Why is this so hard?" or "What could go wrong?" train your mind to ask, "How can I make this easier and more enjoyable?" "What is the opportunity here?" Or "What would it take for this to succeed brilliantly?" Such questions naturally steer your thoughts towards solutions and positive outcomes. Furthermore, deliberately expose yourself to information, stories, and role models that exemplify the kind of abundant thinking you wish to cultivate. Read books, listen to podcasts, or follow individuals who have successfully transformed their financial realities through a positive and empowered mindset. This immersion helps to create new neural pathways aligned with prosperity. Finally, practice mental contrasting with a positive outcome. First, vividly imagine achieving a specific financial goal and feel the joy of it. Then briefly acknowledge any old limiting thoughts or potential obstacles that your mind might bring up, but immediately follow by visualizing yourself easily overcoming those obstacles and confidently reaffirming your success. This trains your mind to see challenges as surmountable steps on the path to your abundant future. Consider an individual named Daniel, whose default thinking pattern around new ventures was one of extreme caution and a focus on all potential downsides, a habit learned from a risk-averse upbringing. This mental software made him slow to act on opportunities and often led him to talk himself out of promising ideas. To reset how he thought, Daniel first listed all his common worst-case scenario thoughts. Then for each one, he wrote down 3 potential best-case scenario thoughts, or positive outcomes. He started his day by reading these positive possibilities and affirming, "My mind is a magnet for brilliant solutions and prosperous opportunities." When considering a new venture, if his old cautious thoughts arose, he would consciously acknowledge them, then deliberately spend equal or more time brainstorming all the ways it could succeed and the positive impact it could have. He also started following blogs and podcasts of successful innovators who embraced calculated risks. This sustained effort to reset his habitual thought patterns gradually transformed his approach. He became more decisive, more optimistic, and found himself attracting and acting upon opportunities with a newfound confidence, leading to significant growth in his personal and financial life. Daniel had successfully upgraded his mental operating system. Now that you have bravely begun to stop the downward pull of scarcity spirals and are actively engaged in the profound work of resetting how you fundamentally think about wealth and possibility, you are creating a powerful new internal landscape. But how do you then consistently energize this new mental framework to consciously step into and maintain a vibrant wealth mode, an energetic and psychological state where attracting abundance becomes your natural default way of operating? The next chapter will illuminate the path to activating and living from this potent state. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula. Give this video a like and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 3. Get in Wealth Mode. Imagine your entire being as a sophisticated, energetic instrument capable of vibrating at various frequencies. When this instrument is tuned to the frequency of lack mode, characterized by worry, doubt, and a focus on what's missing, it naturally attracts experiences that match that somber tune. But what if you could consciously learn to retune your instrument, to deliberately shift into and consistently maintain wealth mode? A vibrant, expansive, and joyful energetic state that effortlessly resonates with and attracts financial prosperity, abundant opportunities, and profound fulfillment. Consider Maya, who had done significant work on stopping her scarcity spirals and resetting her thinking. She understood abundance principles intellectually and often felt optimistic. Yet she noticed that her actual energetic state, her day-to-day feeling of being prosperous, was still somewhat inconsistent. She might feel in the zone for a while, but then daily stresses or an unexpected bill could easily pull her back into a more contracted, worried energy. Maya realized that to truly master the energy that attracts, she needed to learn not just how to think about wealth, but how to consistently feel and be in wealth mode, making it her predominant way of navigating her financial reality and her life. The core problem for many individuals, even after they have made progress in shifting their thoughts, is the challenge of consistently embodying the actual energetic state of wealth and abundance. They might try to think rich, but their underlying emotional and vibrational frequency still carries echoes of past financial anxieties, subtle feelings of unworthiness, or a general energetic pattern of contraction when it comes to money and success. This creates a critical pain point, a disconnect between their desired financial outcomes and their prevailing energetic signature. This means that even if they are attracting some positive opportunities, they may lack the sustained, high-vibration energy needed to fully capitalize on them, to feel genuinely joyful about them, or to allow them to multiply into even greater abundance. It's like having a powerful car, your potential, but only sporadically putting high-octane fuel, wealth mode energy into the tank. The performance will be inconsistent and often fall short of its true capability. Without learning to consciously get into and sustain wealth mode, their journey to transform their financial reality and build a life aligned with their highest potential can feel like an ongoing effort rather than an effortless flow. The transformative solution lies in the deliberate and joyful practice of learning to get in wealth mode, and making this your dominant energetic and psychological state. This is about more than just positive thinking. It's about consciously cultivating and consistently embodying the actual feelings, attitudes, and energetic vibrations that are characteristic of someone who is already living a wealthy, abundant, and fulfilled life. The core idea is that your energetic state is a powerful magnet, and when you consistently operate from wealth mode, feeling prosperous, grateful, generous, secure, and expansive, you naturally attract experiences, resources, and opportunities that are a perfect vibrational match. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not, but about aligning your current energy with the truth of your inherent abundance and your already existing potential for limitless prosperity. The benefits of mastering this are truly life-changing. You will find your stress around money diminishing significantly, your confidence in your ability to create and attract wealth soaring, your interactions with money becoming more joyful and empowered, and your external reality beginning to rapidly and consistently reflect your vibrant inner state of prosperous being. This is how you activate the abundance loop control at an energetic level. The journey to consistently get in and stay in wealth mode begins with identifying what this state feels like for you. Close your eyes and vividly imagine you have already achieved all your financial dreams. You have more than enough money, complete financial freedom, and are living a life of incredible joy and purpose. How does that version of you feel in your body? Perhaps it's a feeling of deep peace, exhilarating freedom, expansive joy, profound gratitude, calm confidence, or generous empowerment. Anchor into these specific feelings. These are the emotional signatures of your personal wealth mode. Once you have a clear sense of these feelings, the next step is to create wealth mode activators. Simple, intentional practices you can use throughout your day to consciously shift into this state. One powerful activator is through gratitude immersion. Instead of just listing things you're grateful for, Take a few moments to truly feel the deep appreciation and abundance associated with each blessing. Let the feeling of gratitude fill your entire being. Another activator is prosperity posturing. Notice how someone who feels genuinely wealthy and confident carries themselves. Often, it's with an open posture, relaxed shoulders, and a calm demeanor. Consciously adopt such postures. Your physiology powerfully influences your energetic state. Music is also a potent tool. Create a wealth mode playlist of songs that make you feel uplifted, joyful, powerful, and abundant, and listen to it regularly, especially when you need an energetic boost. Engage in affluent imagination. Spend a few minutes each day allowing yourself to daydream, without limitation, about all the wonderful things you would do, be, and contribute if you had unlimited resources. Focus on the joyful feelings this imaginative play evokes. It is also incredibly effective to practice acting as if from wealth mode in small, tangible ways. This doesn't mean spending recklessly, but perhaps it means choosing the slightly higher quality coffee with appreciation, investing in a book that will expand your mind, or leaving a more generous tip with a feeling of joyful abundance. These small acts reinforce the energy of already being prosperous. Furthermore, surround yourself with visual cues that remind you of wealth mode. Perhaps images of places you want to visit, symbols of freedom and success, or quotes that inspire an abundant mindset. Regularly decluttering your physical space also helps to create an environment that feels more open and conducive to prosperous energy. Finally, consciously bless the wealth and success of others. When you see someone enjoying abundance, instead of feeling envy, a scarcity mode response, genuinely celebrate their success and affirm, "That's wonderful for them, and I know there is more than enough for me too." This keeps you in an expansive, wealth-attracting energetic state. Consider David, who, despite resetting some of his thinking, still often felt a subtle energetic heaviness when dealing with his finances or pursuing new business ideas. He decided to consciously practice getting into wealth mode. He identified his wealth mode feelings as calm confidence and joyful expansion. His activators included listening to inspiring classical music while working, taking short power posture, breaks where he would stand tall and breathe deeply, and visualizing his ideal prosperous day unfolding with ease each morning. Before any important financial decision or client call, he would take a few minutes to intentionally evoke these feelings of calm confidence and joyful expansion. He also started a virtual abundance game where he would mentally spend $1 million on things that would bring joy to himself and others, purely to cultivate the feeling of effortless financial flow. This consistent practice of shifting into wealth mode had a noticeable impact. He felt less stressed, more creative, and his interactions with clients became more positive and successful. Opportunities began to open up more easily, and his income started to reflect his more consistently abundant energetic state. David was learning that by mastering his inner energetic mode, he was taking powerful control of his abundance loop. Now that you are stopping scarcity spirals, resetting how you think, and learning to consciously get into and maintain a vibrant wealth mode, you are powerfully shifting your internal energetic landscape. But how do you then become adept at recognizing and seizing the tangible manifestations of abundance as they begin to appear in your outer world? Ensuring that you are not just generating positive energy, but also skillfully catching the opportunities it attracts. The next chapter will explore the art of catching abundance in action. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 4. Catch Abundance in Action. Imagine you have meticulously tuned your inner radio to the golden frequency of wealth mode, and now, subtle yet significant signals of prosperity, opportunity, and joyful synchronicities are beginning to broadcast clearly into your experience. How adept are you at not only noticing these signals, but also at courageously and skillfully catching them, translating these energetic openings into tangible, real-world abundance in your life? Many individuals, even after significantly elevating their inner state, can sometimes miss or hesitate when actual opportunities for wealth and fulfillment present themselves. simply because they are not yet fully practiced in recognizing and acting upon abundance when it appears in concrete form. Consider an entrepreneur, Maria, who had cultivated a powerful wealth mode. She felt optimistic and aligned, and indeed promising inquiries and potential partnerships started to surface. However, Maria, accustomed to past patterns of near misses, sometimes found herself overthinking these opportunities, doubting if they were real or good enough, or delaying her response. It was as if beautiful butterflies of abundance were fluttering around her, but she was either not seeing them clearly or was hesitant to gently reach out and welcome them. She needed to develop the skill of confidently catching abundance in action to truly master her energy and transform her financial reality. The critical problem for many people on their journey to mastering the energy that attracts is this gap between generating an abundant internal state and effectively recognizing, seizing, and capitalizing on the tangible manifestations of abundance as they begin to appear in their external world. They might be in wealth mode internally, but if they are not alert and responsive to real-world cues, or if old habits of doubt or hesitation kick in when an opportunity presents itself, they can inadvertently let valuable chances slip through their fingers. This creates a frustrating pain point, a feeling that they are almost there, that abundance is close but not quite materializing in a substantial or lasting way. They might not trust their intuition when a new idea or connection feels right. They might get caught in analysis paralysis when a decision is needed, or they might simply overlook subtle synchronicities that are guiding them towards their desires. This inability to effectively catch abundance in action can significantly slow down the momentum of their positive energy loop, preventing them from fully experiencing the joy and fulfillment of seeing their inner work translate into concrete, prosperous results aligned with their highest potential. The transformative solution lies in consciously developing the skill and the mindset of catching abundance in action. This is about cultivating a heightened state of present moment awareness, sharpening your ability to recognize opportunities both big and small, and developing the confident responsiveness needed to act upon these openings in a timely and aligned manner. The core idea is that the universe is constantly offering you feedback and opportunities in response to your energetic state. By becoming an adept catcher, you learn to joyfully receive these offerings and weave them into the tapestry of your increasingly prosperous life. This practice involves trusting your intuition, being decisive when inspired, and appreciating every manifestation as evidence of your growing mastery over the energy that attracts. The benefits are truly empowering. You will find yourself capitalizing on more opportunities, experiencing a faster and more tangible manifestation of your financial goals, building stronger confidence in your co-creative abilities, and enjoying a more dynamic and interactive relationship with the flow of universal abundance, solidifying your control over your positive abundance loop. The journey to become skilled at catching abundance in action begins with the practice of attentive presence, being fully awake and aware in your daily life, rather than operating on autopilot. Cultivate the habit of noticing the subtle details, the unexpected encounters, the serendipitous information that comes your way. Often, opportunities are hidden in plain sight, waiting for an aware mind to recognize them. Sharpen your intuitive senses. Your intuition is a powerful guidance system that often alerts you to aligned opportunities or gives you a green light feeling about a certain path. When you get a strong intuitive hit or a persistent positive feeling about something, learn to trust it and explore it further, even if it doesn't immediately make logical sense. This requires courage. Practice decisiveness when inspiration strikes. Many opportunities are time-sensitive. While it's important not to be reckless, when you receive clear inner guidance or a compelling external opportunity that aligns with your goals and feels energetically right, develop the ability to make a confident decision and act without undue delay. Overthinking can often lead to missed chances. Keep an opportunity log or an evidence of abundance journal. When you spot a potential opportunity, receive an unexpected gift or piece of good fortune, or experience a positive synchronicity, write it down. This not only trains your mind to look for and recognize abundance, but also builds your belief in its constant presence. Learn to see challenges or unexpected problems as potential disguised opportunities. Sometimes what initially appears as a setback can, with a shift in perspective and creative thinking, reveal a new pathway to an even greater form of abundance. Ask, what is the hidden gift or opportunity in this situation? Crucially, take inspired action on the opportunities you catch. Recognition alone is not enough. You must engage with them. This might mean making a phone call, sending an email, attending a meeting, investing time or resources, or simply saying yes to an invitation. Finally, express genuine gratitude for every piece of abundance you catch, no matter how small. This appreciative energy not only feels good, but also signals to the universe that you are an open and willing receiver, inviting even more to flow your way. Consider Ben, who was working to attract new clients for his coaching business. He had successfully shifted into wealth mode and was feeling more optimistic. One day, while at a local coffee shop, a place he was intuitively drawn to that morning, he overheard a brief conversation at the next table where someone mentioned struggling with the exact challenges his coaching helped solve. In the past, Ben's shyness or fear of rejection might have caused him to ignore this. But now, attuned to catching abundance in action, he felt a strong intuitive nudge. After the person finished their call, Ben politely introduced himself, briefly mentioned his expertise, and offered his card. This small, inspired, and slightly bold action led to a conversation, then a consultation, and ultimately a valuable new client. Another time, he received an email newsletter with a link to a small, obscure online forum for entrepreneurs. Instead of deleting it as usual, he felt a curious pull, caught the intuitive signal, explored the forum, and found a request for collaboration on a project that was perfectly aligned with his skills and significantly boosted his income. Ben was learning that abundance often arrives in subtle ways, and his newfound ability to recognize and act upon these catches was dramatically accelerating his journey to a thriving, prosperous life. Now that you are adept at stopping scarcity spirals, resetting your thinking, consistently getting into wealth mode, and skillfully catching abundance as it appears in action, you are truly beginning to master the energy that attracts. However, your mind is a powerful force, and ensuring that any residual money noise, old anxieties, limiting internal chatter, or societal programming about wealth is thoroughly cleared is essential for maintaining your high vibrational state. How do you then achieve a profound and lasting inner silence around money, allowing your abundance loop to operate with pure, unimpeded power? The next chapter will guide you in clearing out all such disruptive mental static. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula. Give this video a like and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 5. Clear out the money noise. Imagine attempting to tune into a beautiful, subtle symphony, the harmonious frequency of universal abundance, while your mind is simultaneously being bombarded by a cacophony of distracting sounds. The blaring horns of old financial worries, the incessant static of societal pressures regarding wealth, and the persistent, undermining whispers of self-doubt. This disruptive internal clamor, this money noise, can effectively drown out even the clearest signals of prosperity, no matter how diligently you have worked to reset your thinking or get into wealth mode. Consider David, who had become quite adept at catching moments of abundance in action and generally maintained a positive outlook. However, he noticed that certain triggers, an unexpected bill, a news report about economic downturns, or even a casual conversation with a friend expressing financial anxiety, could quickly reactivate a subtle undercurrent of his own old money worries. This wasn't a full-blown scarcity spiral anymore, but rather a persistent low-level money noise that created mental clutter, drained his energy, and subtly interfered with the pristine clarity needed for his abundance loop to operate at its full, unimpeded power. He needed to learn how to consciously clear out this residual static to achieve true energetic mastery. The critical problem for many individuals, even as they consciously cultivate wealth mode and learn to catch abundance, is the lingering presence of this pervasive money noise. This noise consists of old anxieties about financial security, limiting internal chatter stemming from past negative experiences with money, societal programming that equates wealth with stress or associates it with negative traits, and the distracting habit of comparing one's own financial journey to that of others. This creates a significant pain point. Even when positive momentum is building, this internal static can create energetic interference, leading to feelings of unease around money, difficulty in making clear financial decisions, or a subtle yet constant drag on one's vibrational frequency. It's like trying to maintain a perfectly clear radio signal when there's persistent background interference. The quality of the reception is compromised. This money noise can prevent individuals from fully trusting their wealth mode, from confidently acting on opportunities, or from truly enjoying the abundance they are beginning to attract, thereby hindering their ability to transform their financial reality and build a life consistently aligned with their highest potential for joy and fulfillment. Their abundance loop, while active, isn't yet operating with pure, silent power. The transformative solution lies in the conscious and dedicated practice of clearing out the money noise. This is an essential step in mastering the energy that attracts, involving the intentional identification, acknowledgement, and systematic release of the distracting and disempowering mental and emotional static that specifically relates to your finances and your perception of wealth. The core idea is that by creating a pristine, quiet, and clear inner environment around the subject of money, you allow your established wealth mode and your ability to catch abundance to operate with maximum efficiency and power, free from internal interference. This inner silence and clarity amplify your attractive energy and allow your abundance loop to function smoothly and powerfully. The benefits of this profound mental and energetic decluttering are truly liberating. You will experience a significant increase in inner peace and calm regarding financial matters, find it easier to make intuitive and wise money decisions, develop a more resilient and positive relationship with wealth regardless of external circumstances, and witness your abundance loop gaining even greater momentum as it operates from a place of pure, unimpeded energetic coherence. The journey to clear out the money noise begins with becoming an astute observer of your internal dialogue and emotional responses, specifically when money is the subject. Notice what kind of thoughts automatically surface when you think about paying bills, making investments, receiving income, or even when you see depictions of wealth in the media. Are these thoughts calm and empowered, or are they tinged with anxiety, judgment, comparison, or old fears? Identify the primary sources of your personal money noise. For some, it might be the lingering echo of parental anxieties about money. For others, it could be the impact of past financial mistakes that still generate self-criticism. Or perhaps it's the subtle pressure from societal messages about what constitutes success. Once you have identified these sources and the nature of the noise, you can begin to consciously dismantle them. Mindfulness practices are invaluable here. When anxious financial thoughts arise, instead of getting swept away by them, practice observing them with a sense of detachment, like watching clouds pass in the sky. Acknowledge the thought, "Ah, there's that old worry about not having enough," without engaging or believing it. This creates space and reduces its power. Another effective technique is to schedule a specific, limited worry time for your financial concerns. If you find yourself plagued by money noise throughout the day, tell yourself, "I will dedicate 10 minutes at 5 p.m. to think about this." Often, by the time 5 p.m. arrives, the urgency of the worry has diminished, or by containing it, you prevent it from polluting your entire day. Actively reframe societal messages or common negative discourse about money. If you hear people complaining about the economy or the difficulty of getting ahead, consciously remind yourself of your own power to create abundance and your commitment to a different reality. Choose not to participate in conversations that amplify money noise. Create a strong practice of focusing on your own financial journey and celebrating your own progress, rather than comparing yourself to others. Comparison is a major source of money noise and dissatisfaction. Affirm your unique path and your unique definition of abundance. Use targeted affirmations to cultivate inner financial peace and clarity, such as, "My mind is calm and clear regarding all financial matters. I release all old anxieties about money and embrace a future of joyful prosperity. Or, I am impervious to external money noise and remain centered in my own abundant truth. Finally, regularly engage in activities that promote overall mental quietude and energetic cleansing, such as spending time in nature, meditation, or engaging in creative hobbies, as a calm and clear mind is naturally less susceptible to being disturbed by money noise. Consider Sarah, who, despite feeling more abundant in general, found that every time tax season approached, or when she read articles about rising living costs, a wave of intense money noise, old fears of audits, anxieties about future scarcity, would overwhelm her, disrupting her wealth mode. To clear this out, Sarah began a specific practice. When these noisy thoughts started, she would take 3 deep breaths and mentally affirm, "I am financially secure and capable, and all my financial affairs are handled with ease and wisdom." She also decided to limit her consumption of financial news to once a week from a trusted, calm source, and she unfollowed social media accounts that seemed to amplify financial fear. During tax season, she hired a competent accountant she trusted, an act of empowering herself, and focused on gratitude for her income rather than fear of the process. These conscious efforts to identify, interrupt, and reframe her specific money noise triggers significantly reduced her anxiety, allowing her to maintain her abundant energy even during traditionally stressful financial periods, keeping her abundance loop strong and clear. Now that you are proficient at stopping scarcity spirals, resetting your thinking, getting into wealth mode, catching abundance in action, and are now learning to consciously clear out the disruptive money noise that can interfere with your prosperity, you are creating an exceptionally clear and potent energetic foundation. But how do you then translate this inner clarity and peace into your daily choices and actions, learning to consistently navigate your life by flowing with what genuinely feels rich, expansive, and joyfully abundant to your soul, thereby naturally amplifying your positive energy loop? The next chapter will illuminate this art of embodied, feeling-based navigation. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 6. Flow with what feels rich. What if the most direct and joyful pathway to attracting ever-increasing external riches and profound fulfillment was not found in rigidly following a prescribed set of rules or forcing yourself down paths that feel arduous, but in learning to consistently trust and follow the subtle yet powerful inner compass of what genuinely makes you feel rich, alive, expansive, and deeply joyful in this present moment, allowing that resonant feeling to guide your every choice and action. Many individuals, even after clearing out significant mental, money noise, still find themselves making decisions based primarily on external logic, perceived obligations, or lingering fear-based shoulds, rather than truly attuning to and acting upon the activities, choices, and experiences that would make their soul sing and their energy soar with an authentic feeling of inner wealth. Consider David, who had achieved a much calmer inner state regarding his finances. Yet he often found himself choosing the sensible but uninspiring career project, or the practical but joyless way to spend his free time, because it seemed like the right thing to do to secure his future. He wasn't yet fully allowing himself to flow with what felt truly rich and expansive to his spirit in the now, thereby inadvertently dampening the vibrancy of his abundance loop and the magnetic joy that could accelerate his journey to a life aligned with his highest potential. The core problem for many people, even as they cultivate a clearer mental space, is this lingering disconnect between their intellectual understanding of abundance and their embodied, feeling-based experience of it in their daily choices. They might logically know what they should do to be successful, but if these actions don't genuinely light them up from within, if they don't evoke that authentic feeling of inner richness, joy, or expansive possibility, then their energy is not fully engaged, and their attractive power is diminished. This creates a pain point where life can feel somewhat mechanical or dutiful, even if external circumstances are improving. They might achieve goals but lack deep satisfaction, or find that their manifestations, while perhaps adequate, lack that spark of magic and effortless flow that comes when actions are deeply aligned with what makes one feel truly alive and prosperous from the inside out. This misalignment between logical action and soul-level feeling can subtly hinder the full, joyful momentum of their abundance loop, preventing them from experiencing the pervasive sense of prosperity that comes from living in true energetic coherence. The transformative solution lies in the conscious and courageous practice of learning to flow with what feels rich. This is about cultivating a profound sensitivity to your own inner emotional and energetic guidance system, and then choosing to consistently prioritize and act upon those thoughts, activities, choices, and experiences that genuinely evoke within you the feelings of inner wealth, expansive joy, vibrant aliveness, and authentic alignment. The core idea is that this internally generated feeling of richness, when consistently nurtured and acted upon, becomes an incredibly potent magnetic force, drawing towards you external circumstances, opportunities, and resources that perfectly match that high vibrational state. This isn't about irresponsible indulgence or neglecting responsibilities, but about infusing your entire life, including your approach to wealth creation, with the resonant energy of what truly makes your spirit feel abundant and expansive now. The benefits of this approach are truly life-enhancing. You will experience a dramatic increase in your daily joy, creativity, and motivation. Find yourself naturally making choices that lead to greater fulfillment and prosperity. Attract people and opportunities that resonate with your authentic self, and discover that your journey to financial abundance becomes a far more delightful, effortless, and spiritually rewarding experience, powering your abundance loop with the fuel of genuine happiness. The journey to flow with what feels rich begins with the practice of daily inner attunement. Several times a day, pause and ask yourself, what choice, action, or thought right now would make me feel genuinely richer, more joyful, or more expansive in this moment? This isn't necessarily about grand gestures or expensive purchases. Often the things that make us feel truly rich are simple. A few moments of quiet appreciation for nature, a heartfelt connection with a loved one, engaging in a beloved hobby, savoring a delicious meal mindfully, or even just choosing a more uplifting thought. Learn to listen to the subtle answers that arise from within. Cultivate the courage to honor these inner promptings, even if they seem small or unproductive by conventional standards. Making these small, consistent choices based on what feels genuinely good and rich to your soul begins to build a powerful, energetic momentum. It is also crucial to learn to distinguish between fleeting surface pleasures or ego-driven desires, which might offer a temporary high but ultimately feel empty, and those experiences that evoke a deeper, soul-level feeling of richness and authentic joy. The latter often involve a sense of peace, alignment, purpose, or genuine connection. Practice giving yourself permission to invest your time, energy, and even your money, wisely of course, in experiences, learning, or self-care that truly nourish your sense of inner wealth and well-being. This is not an expense, but an investment in your most valuable asset, your vibrant, abundant energy. Notice how these choices impact your overall mood, your creativity, and your sense of optimism. As you consistently choose to flow with what feels rich, you will likely find that your external reality begins to reflect this inner state in surprising and delightful ways. Opportunities that feel genuinely aligned may start to appear, or you might find creative solutions to challenges flowing more easily, all because you are operating from a higher, more joyful, and more magnetic vibrational state. Finally, bring this principle into your work and your wealth-creating activities. Where possible, seek to engage in tasks or projects that genuinely excite you and allow you to express your unique talents, as this naturally infuses your efforts with the powerful energy of feeling rich and purposeful. Consider Isabella, who had cleared much of her money noise and felt more in control of her thoughts. However, her work as an accountant, while providing a stable income, felt increasingly devoid of joy and did not make her feel rich in spirit. She started her flow with what feels rich practice by dedicating just 30 minutes each evening to a long-forgotten passion. This simple act brought her immense joy and a feeling of expansive creativity. She then began to make small choices throughout her workday to enhance her feeling of richness, bringing a beautiful plant for her desk, taking a mindful lunch break in a nearby park, listening to inspiring music while working on spreadsheets. She noticed her overall mood improving. Then, feeling a nudge to combine her skills, she started offering specialized financial advice workshops for artists and creative entrepreneurs, an idea that truly made her feel rich with purpose and excitement. This new venture, born from flowing with what felt rich, not only brought her profound fulfillment, but also, over time, became a significant and joyful new stream of income, far exceeding her previous contentment. Isabella discovered that when she prioritized feeling rich from within and allowed that feeling to guide her actions, tangible riches naturally followed. Now that you are stopping scarcity spirals, resetting your thinking, getting into wealth mode, catching abundance in action, clearing out the money noise, and learning to consistently flow with what genuinely feels rich and abundant to your soul, you are powerfully activating and nurturing your positive energy loop. But how do you then ensure that this wonderful momentum continues, that the good stuff, the wealth, the joy, the opportunities, keeps flowing into your life consistently and even more abundantly? The next chapter will explore the art of sustaining this positive flow and keeping the good stuff coming. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 7. Keep the good stuff coming. Imagine your life, now increasingly infused with the energy of what feels rich, as a beautiful, steadily flowing river of abundance, bringing nourishing waters of wealth, joy, and opportunity into the landscape of your daily experience. You have diligently cleared the major blockages, and the current is gaining strength. Now, what are the conscious practices and unwavering perspectives that ensure this life-giving river not only continues to flow generously, but actually widens, deepens, and brings an ever-increasing supply of good stuff into every corner of your existence? This is the art of keeping the good stuff coming, of actively nurturing and amplifying the positive abundance loop you have so carefully set in motion. Consider Michael, who by following what felt rich, had started a successful side business that brought him immense joy and was beginning to generate significant income. He was thrilled with this initial flow. However, a part of him wondered, will this last? How do I make sure this isn't just a temporary stroke of good luck? He recognized that achieving a flow of abundance was one thing, but consciously sustaining and even expanding that flow required an ongoing commitment to the very principles that had initiated it, ensuring that his energy remained a powerful magnet for continued prosperity and fulfillment. The crucial challenge for many individuals, once they begin to experience a more consistent inflow of abundance and joy as a result of their inner work, is how to sustain that positive momentum and prevent themselves from inadvertently slipping back into old, less resourceful patterns or simply becoming complacent. It's easy to maintain a high vibration when things are going exceptionally well, but life inevitably brings its ebbs and flows. This creates a potential pain point, the fear that the current good spell might end, or a subtle relaxation of the very practices that created the positive shift in the first place, which can then lead to a diminishing of the flow. If the abundance loop is not actively and consciously nurtured, its energy can gradually weaken, and old patterns of scarcity thinking or energetic misalignment can begin to creep back in. The goal is to move from creating an initial surge of abundance to establishing a self-reinforcing, ever-expanding and sustainable current of well-being that consistently brings more and more good stuff into your life, not as a matter of luck, but as a natural consequence of your sustained alignment and conscious control of the energy that attracts. The transformative solution lies in the joyful and dedicated practice of keeping the good stuff coming. This is about making a conscious commitment to the ongoing application and deepening of the principles that create and sustain a high-vibration abundance loop. It involves continuously nurturing your positive mindset, consistently aligning your energy with wealth and joy, actively appreciating and celebrating all manifestations of good, and remaining open and expectant for even greater blessings to unfold. The core idea is that your abundance loop, like a living organism, requires ongoing nourishment, attention, and positive reinforcement to thrive and expand. By actively engaging in practices that keep your energy high, your focus positive, and your receptivity open, you ensure that the flow of wealth, opportunities, and fulfillment not only continues but actually grows stronger and more magnificent over time. The benefits are those of a true master of manifestation. A lasting and ever-increasing experience of financial prosperity, profound joy, and meaningful contribution, an unshakable confidence in your ability to create your desired reality, and a life that becomes a continuous testament to the power of mastering the energy that attracts. The journey to keep the good stuff coming and ensure your abundance loop remains vibrant and expansive begins with making profound and consistent gratitude your closest companion. For every blessing, every piece of good fortune, every financial gain, every joyful experience that flows into your life, practice expressing deep, heartfelt appreciation. This gratitude not only feels wonderful, but also powerfully signals to the universe that you are an open and appreciative receiver, thereby inviting even more. Make celebrating your successes, both big and small, a regular and joyful ritual. When you achieve a goal, acknowledge your accomplishment, savor the feeling of success, and perhaps even reward yourself in a meaningful way. This anchors the positive energy of achievement and builds momentum for future wins. It is also vital to regularly review and reaffirm your intentions and your vision for an abundant life. As you grow and evolve, your desires may also refine and expand. Keeping your intentions clear and emotionally charged ensures that your abundance loop continues to be directed towards what truly matters to you. Embrace the concept of continuous learning and personal growth, especially in areas related to wealth consciousness, financial wisdom, and skills that enhance your ability to create value. The more you learn and grow, the more your capacity to attract and manage abundance expands. Consciously look for and meticulously appreciate all evidence of ongoing abundance in your daily life. This could be positive feedback from a client, an unexpected discount, a helpful connection, or simply a beautiful day. Training your mind to consistently spot the good reinforces your belief in its continuous flow. Maintain a positive and supportive energetic environment. Continue to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Engage with information that nourishes your abundance mindset, and create physical spaces that feel harmonious and prosperous. Your environment plays a significant role in sustaining your vibrational frequency. Perhaps most importantly, cultivate an unwavering attitude of joyful expectation for future good. Believe deeply that even greater blessings, opportunities, and levels of wealth are always on their way to you. This positive expectancy keeps your magnetic field strong and your channels for receiving wide open. Imagine Alicia, an artist whose work began to sell consistently after she started flowing with what felt rich and authentic in her creations. To keep this wonderful momentum going, Alicia established several sustaining practices. Each morning she would start her day by writing down 3 new things she was grateful for related to her art and her growing success. Whenever she made a sale, no matter the size, she would perform a small celebration ritual, perhaps lighting a special candle or treating herself to her favorite tea, to consciously acknowledge and anchor the prosperous energy. She also dedicated 1 afternoon a week to learning new artistic techniques or business skills relevant to her art career, continuously expanding her capacity to create and receive. She made a vision board that she updated regularly, keeping her aspirations fresh and exciting. When friends expressed admiration for her success, she received their compliments openly and with genuine thanks, further affirming her abundant reality. Through these consistent practices of gratitude, celebration, learning, and joyful expectation, Alicia not only sustained the initial flow of success, but found her art career blossoming in ways that brought her ever-increasing financial rewards, creative fulfillment, and a deep sense of joy, proving that she had truly learned to keep the good stuff coming. Now that you are proficient at stopping scarcity spirals, resetting your thinking, getting into wealth mode, catching abundance in action, clearing out the pervasive money noise, consistently flowing with what feels rich, and consciously keeping the good stuff coming into your life, you stand at the threshold of ultimate mastery, the ability to permanently lock in your entire system of abundance. How do you ensure that this positive, self-reinforcing abundance loop becomes not just a practice, but your unshakable, automatic, and lifelong source of ever-expanding prosperity, joy, and fulfillment? The final chapter of our core teachings will illuminate this path to lasting energetic sovereignty. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 8. Lock in your abundance loop. What if you could so deeply integrate the principles of mastering attractive energy that your personal abundance loop, that positive, self-reinforcing cycle of abundant thoughts, high-vibration feelings, inspired actions, and prosperous manifestations, became not just a conscious practice, but an automatic, unshakable, and lifelong operating system, effortlessly and continuously drawing ever-increasing wealth, joy, and fulfillment into your existence as your natural state of being? This is the ultimate aspiration, the profound art of locking in your abundance loop. Imagine a master gardener who has cultivated such a deep understanding of soil, seasons, and synergy that their magnificent garden essentially tends to itself, producing an endless, overflowing harvest with minimal, apparent effort, simply because all elements are in perfect, self-sustaining harmony. Similarly, locking in your abundance loop means achieving a state of such profound inner alignment and energetic coherence that prosperity becomes your inherent nature, your default reality, operating seamlessly and joyfully in the background of your life, allowing you to transform your financial reality permanently. The final and most empowering challenge on this journey of mastering the energy that attracts is to move from consciously managing your abundance loop to unconsciously being it. It's about making the high-vibration thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that create prosperity so deeply ingrained, so second nature, that they operate automatically, without the need for constant vigilance or effortful redirection. The subtle pain point here, if not addressed, could be a lingering fear that if one lets up on conscious practice, old patterns might resurface, or that the abundance achieved is somehow still conditional upon continuous, focused effort. The goal is to transcend this by achieving such a profound level of energetic and psychological integration that your alignment with abundance becomes as natural and reliable as your heartbeat. This locking in process ensures that your capacity to attract and multiply wealth is not just a skill you've learned, but an intrinsic part of who you have become, leading to a life consistently aligned with your highest potential for joy and fulfillment. The transformative solution, the pinnacle of abundance loop control, lies in the dedicated and joyful process of locking in your abundance loop. This involves so deeply embodying all the principles you have learned, from stopping scarcity spirals and resetting your thinking, to getting in wealth mode, catching abundance, clearing money noise, flowing with what feels rich, and keeping the good stuff coming, that they become your natural, spontaneous, and unwavering way of operating in the world. The core idea is that through consistent practice and profound integration, you create new, dominant neural pathways and energetic set points that automatically predispose you to think, feel, and act in ways that continuously generate and attract abundance. This locked-in state means your internal system is permanently calibrated to the frequency of prosperity, creating a self-perpetuating positive cycle that effortlessly sustains and expands your wealth and well-being throughout your life. The benefits are those of true energetic sovereignty. An unshakable inner peace and confidence regardless of external circumstances, the effortless manifestation of your desires, a continuous experience of joy and fulfillment, and a life that becomes a radiant testament to your mastery over the energy that attracts, a true reflection of having mastered your personal abundance loop control. The journey to lock in your abundance loop and make it your permanent reality is one of deep embodiment and joyful consistency. It begins with continuing to practice all the foundational principles until they feel utterly natural and require little conscious effort. Your mind should automatically default to thoughts of possibility and resourcefulness. Your emotional baseline should be one of peace, gratitude, and joyful expectation, Your actions should consistently feel inspired and aligned. Create lasting rituals and routines that reinforce your abundance loop without feeling like a chore. This might involve a cherished morning practice that combines gratitude, visualization, and intention setting, or a weekly abundance review, where you joyfully acknowledge your progress and set intentions for further expansion. One of the most powerful ways to lock in these principles is to begin sharing them or mentoring others, if you feel called to do so. Teaching and embodying these truths for the benefit of others has a profound way of anchoring them even more deeply within your own being. Cultivate an unwavering, bone-deep trust in your own ability to always create and attract whatever you need and desire. This profound self-trust, born from repeated positive experiences with your abundance loop, becomes an unshakable foundation for lasting prosperity. Strive to live with a constant sense of gratitude and joyful expectation, not just as a practice, but as your baseline state of awareness. See the world through the eyes of abundance, noticing and appreciating the richness that is always present. Make your choices and decisions consistently from a place of inherent wealth and sufficiency, rather than from any perceived need or lack. This means investing in your growth confidently, spending and sharing money joyfully, and pursuing opportunities with an attitude of course, this will succeed. Finally, embrace your role as a conscious steward of the abundance that flows through you, using your wealth and resources not only for your own joy and fulfillment, but also in ways that contribute positively to the world around you. This larger sense of purpose further strengthens and expands your locked-in abundance loop. Consider an individual named Elena, who had journeyed through all the stages of mastering her energy. She had transformed her financial life from one of struggle to one of consistent, joyful prosperity. To lock in her abundance loop, Elena didn't stop her practices, but they became more effortless, more integrated. Her morning gratitude was as natural as her first cup of tea. Her thoughts automatically turned to solutions when challenges arose. She found herself spontaneously sharing her optimistic financial outlook with friends who were struggling, inspiring them without even trying. She made investment decisions with calm confidence, and she generously supported causes she believed in, feeling an ever-expanding sense of flow. For Elena, abundance was no longer something she was working on, it was simply who she was. Her abundance loop was firmly locked in, a self-sustaining source of continuous wealth, joy, and fulfillment, allowing her to live a life perfectly aligned with her highest potential, a testament to her mastery of the energy that attracts. To lock in your abundance loop is to achieve a state of profound energetic mastery, where attracting wealth, cultivating joy, and living a life of fulfillment become your effortless, natural, and continuous reality. It is the beautiful culmination of stopping the scarcity spiral, resetting your thinking, getting in wealth mode, catching abundance in action, clearing out the money noise, flowing with what feels rich, and consistently keeping the good stuff coming. At this stage, you are no longer just controlling the loop. You are the loop, a radiant, self-sustaining vortex of positive energy that effortlessly draws your highest good to you and through you, blessing your life and the world in ever-expanding ways. This is the ultimate expression of abundance loop control, where mastering the energy that attracts becomes your joyful, lived truth. This entire journey through abundance loop control, master the energy that attracts, has been designed to empower you with the understanding and the tools to consciously take command of the energetic feedback loop that shapes your financial reality and your overall experience of life. From the initial crucial step of stopping the downward pull of scarcity spirals and fundamentally resetting how you think, to actively getting into wealth mode, skillfully catching abundance in action, clearing out the pervasive money noise, learning to flow with what truly feels rich, and consistently keeping the good stuff coming, culminating in the profound art of locking in your positive abundance loop as your natural state. Each chapter has been a guide to reclaiming your power as the master of your energetic destiny. The core truth is that by understanding and directing the energy you emit, you can transform struggle into flow, lack into plenty, and achieve a life brimming with not just financial wealth, but profound joy and deep fulfillment. We offer our sincere gratitude for joining us on this transformative exploration. May you continue to master your energy, control your abundance loop with wisdom and joy, and experience a lifetime of ever-increasing prosperity and happiness. Remember to like this video, share your breakthroughs in the comments below, and subscribe to Success Attraction Formula for ongoing inspiration on your path to mastering the energy that attracts.